The time has finally come. I'm at the dealership. Let's go get my truck. Nice screen, nice seats. Wait, this isn't my truck either. This is an Expedition Timberline Edition, and this thing is $83,000. My gosh, no thank you. But if I had all the money in the world, put my wife in one of those, thing's legit. Mine is somewhere else. The right color. It's the wrong car though. That's a Bronco Sport. In the same color with sweet cloth and leather seats. Check that out. Still wrong though. Mine's right here. You know what that means. We're gonna check it out in a little bit more detail, take it out for a test drive, and go over exactly how much I paid. Let's go. It's here. It's clean. Pinch me. Whose life is this? Is this mine? So crazy. It also feels quite small. Like, look how easy it is for me to reach over here and put stuff in the bed. It's so easy, but that's also handy. Look at this. This is crazy. Start it up. Weird low start button below your knee. That's it, man. The hybrid's running. Okay, one of the first things I want to try out is this sliding rear window because I'm so curious to know, how does it work? How fast is it? Let's try it out. Oh, hello there. Wow, that's fast, surprisingly fast. Time to go. I just want to plug in all the things and just charge stuff for no reason because I can. How about that rear seat room? Let's test it out. I'm 6'5", and if someone could fit in that seat the way that's set up, I would have all the legroom in the world. That's like too much legroom. They should scoot it back further. Wow. All right, let's go out on a first drive, and then we'll come back here and talk about exactly how much I paid. Let's go. All right, my phone's all connected to the truck. I've got it down here in the wireless charger, so it's charging as I drive, which is very handy. Still like within line of sight if I needed to look at something. Not safe while driving, but I could. And now it's time to go for the first time ever on a drive in my brand new Ford Maverick. Is this for real? Are we actually doing this, guys? I can't believe this day has come. Let's go. I'm still here at the dealership at Sanderson Ford. Had a good experience here, so I'd recommend them if you're in Arizona or adjacent to Arizona and want a vehicle. No problems. Did almost everything over the phone via texting with my salesman, Emmanuel. And then I got here. My wife had to stay here for about 5 minutes to sign a few papers, and then she left with the kids. It was awesome. So easy. Oh, so many Mustangs I want to test drive. All right. Let's give this security guard my sold tag. Here you go, sir. This still feels like a test drive of someone else's truck. This doesn't feel like my truck. I don't know at what point it will feel like my truck, but it doesn't yet. Oh, good, I got my window sticker. Yes. We'll review this in another video. I will go line by line with you guys. Immediately, the faux leather on the steering wheel feels okay. The stitching's a little rougher than I think I would like, but you know, it's a $35,000 truck. It's not a $300,000 Bentley. It's so funny because for me, like my whole life, I've just grown up in very normal work trucks. You know, I grew up on a dairy farm. My dad only ever bought trucks that had like been in accidents or had been totaled and got a good deal on them. And so the doors didn't shut all the way and like whistled and were super loud. Or, you know, he finally buys a nicer truck for himself by the time I'm in college or high school. But I just spent all my time in tractors and dirty old work trucks and, you know, utilitarian agricultural vehicles. So this whole concept of like a really schnazzy truck to me is just this strange dichotomy. You've got this luxury and these pleather seats and all these features, and it's so quiet and it gets good mileage and it's quiet. I already said that. And yet you still have the functionality of a truck to haul people and things. So something that's going to take me a while to get used to for sure. I did not get the sunroof because I think that they add complexity and problems and also would make it noisier. So I don't need that. But this is very uneven pavement. Let's do this bump. Very well controlled. Body motion is very well controlled over big bumps. Wow. I just feel like I want to drive everywhere. I don't want to go home. I want to go everywhere. Go on a road trip. Let's run errands. Let's put some stuff in the back. Treat it like a truck. I just want to use it for everything right now. Let's see how much we can get into the electric motor and just coast all the way up to this stoplight. See what kind of crazy mileage we can get. Oh yeah, immediately when I let off, the little RPM power gauge thing, it's not an RPM gauge, fell into the green to tell me that the gas engine had turned off and it's just on battery. And then it tells you whether you're in electric driving or if the engine's running. I guess I just have trip 1. There's no 2 trips on this? Dang. Too cheap of a vehicle to have trip 1 and trip 2. That's a bummer, but we're gonna reset that too. I'm essentially taking it right now. It's got 22.6 miles on the clock. Okay, It's been reset. The reason I like to have 2 trips is you can have like one that's the life of the vehicle just for funsies, and you could have trip 2 that's like your daily run around whatever information. I do like the data, so I'm gonna lament not having more information as far as long-term fuel mileage. Guess I could start a spreadsheet for that. And I also didn't notice before now, there's a little battery emblem on the top of the screen here. I'm guessing that means that my phone is charging. Let's take off the phone and see if it removes that little battery emblem. Yeah, it did. Interesting. Let's set cruise control, because that typically helps me get better mileage too. Oh, and a big truck pulling out in front of me. We don't need to total my brand new truck today. Oh gosh, I forgot I have adaptive cruise control. That's weird. It shows me the distance of the vehicles in front of me. Here, let me show you. Now we're just coasting. All of the energy savings. So the farther down to the left that goes, I'm guessing the more power I'm generating. And the farther to the right it goes, the more power I'm using. Here, let's get on the brakes. 1, 2, 3, brakes. Oh yeah. It was a little too abrupt. I'm guessing the braking coach is gonna slap my hand for that. 99%, that's pretty good. I think this braking coach is a softie. I would have given that an 85% at the most for myself. This is so wild. I literally can't believe that this is happening right now. Oh, and I forgot I've got plugs up here too. So I think that emblem means that's data. So I could have my phone plugged into that and it would actually communicate and charge. I'm guessing the USB-C is just charging, but we'll test that out too. All my little controls down here. These must be the modes. So we're in normal mode, tow haul mode, slippery mode, eco mode, sport mode, and normal again. Just have so much room for activities down under here. Got all my paperwork from the dealership so I can show you how much I paid. And what I'm gonna go over here too is all the extras, anything the dealer charged, taxes, everything. My financing, all of it. Quite a long list. It's not cheap. All right, let's turn on a little bit of air because it's warm in here. I'm so not used to automatic climate control. On my truck, I've got temperature knob and fan knob. This whole auto thing is like living in a Rolls Royce for me. So the first and biggest single item on this list is the price of the vehicle, $35,730. And then on that total for the truck at $35,730, I was charged about $2,800 in sales tax, $2,824 total, which everyone knows is coming whenever you're buying from a dealer, at least in Arizona. Maybe where you are, it's a little different. But then we get into title, license, and other fees. A title fee of $4, something I paid for. A registration fee of $8. A seller document and administrative fee. The dreaded dealer doc fee. That was $499, so $499 for them to do the paperwork and everything else there. And then state fees totaled $589 because we're in the state of Arizona. There's some fees you got to pay to play. That gives me a subtotal thus far of $39,655. There's a whole bunch of spaces here on this list where you could have additional items. And if I'm not mistaken, this is where you'd have all the kind of dealer added extras and nonsense. All the additional stuff they charge you for, protection packages and nitrogen filled tires and whatever else, and I have absolutely none of that. I love it. If anything, I kind of wish I had some of that because I do want to tint these windows more than they are already tinted, so I may have to come back and do that. But let's get into the fun part, which is discounts and what I ended up actually paying. So I chose to make a $10,000 down payment on this truck, and I put $5,000 of that on a credit card and another $5,000 on a cashier's check. This dealership in particular, Sanderson Ford, limits how much you can put down on a credit card, and so it's $5,000 max. They didn't charge me any kind of fee for that I know of, but what that allowed me to do was to get a new credit card, apply for that, max out that spending bonus that they require right away for you to get a big lump of credit card points, and now I've got 75,000 bonus miles for my wife and I to travel with next year. So I put down $10,000, and then I got a manufacturer's rebate of $2,500. And that's that Ford program that came out for people who had ordered 2023 trucks and then got pushed to 2024. It's like some customer assistance cash program where they basically said, hey, we're apologizing for not having the ability to produce this truck in the way that we think we should have. Unlike some other manufacturers like maybe Tesla or someone else who just goes, yeah, we didn't make it, sucks to suck. Ford actually apologized with actual dollars. And so I think that's amazing. I really appreciate that. Even though for me, it didn't quite cover the cost of changing trucks because my 2023 was a Lariat without the luxury package. The luxury package is something like $3,600. And so I only got compensated $2,500, which is kind of a bummer for me. So I ended up paying more without actually wanting to pay for that extra stuff. But it is what it is. I want the truck. Yeah, I'm willing to make that sacrifice. So the second to last line item on here is the total credits, which means $12,500 is taken off of that big price. And that means that my total balance, which is the total amount that I financed, is $27,155. Now I'll tell you all about my financing. So here's my retail installment sale contract. So I chose to go ahead and finance this truck. I didn't pay cash up front. Just gives me a little bit of flexibility in case I want to wait to pay it off, but I'm planning to pay it off in well under a year. I'll make future videos about that, so if you want to know about that, then stay tuned. So this total amount finance matches up with that total amount left on the sales contract, $27,155. I'm financing the truck for 60 months, which is 5 years, and right now interest rates are not kind to the borrower. So my interest rate is 7.2%. Ouch, that sucks. That means that over the life of the loan, I'll pay $5,358 in interest just to be able to buy this truck. So they say it right here, they have it spelled out that the total sale price of my truck, including my down payment, including the finance charges and everything that's involved in buying this truck, would end up costing me just over $45,000. $45,014 would be the total all-in cost. My plan is to pay it off very, very quickly, so I have very, very little in terms of a finance charge. I want to pay well under $1,000 in finance charges for this, probably under $500 in finance charges. I'm going to pay it off that fast so I don't get hit with 7.2% interest too hard. Yikes. So all of that math totals up to mean that my payment for the next 60 months, if I kept it that long, would be $541.90. Never once in the process of buying this truck did I say, hey, what's my payment going to be? Because frankly, that's not my concern. My concern is getting the truck that I want for the price that I want, and the financing terms will be what they are. I could have chose a longer or a shorter duration, and sometimes that affects your interest rate a bit, but I knew interest rates are just crazy right now, so I wasn't going to get a great payment. But when I'm going to pay it off in cash pretty soon anyway, the payment kind of doesn't matter. And that is one vehicle buying tip for you. If you come into a dealer and all you're talking about is payment with them, they have you over a barrel, because what you want to do is focus on pricing. You want to focus on getting the best deal and then let the payment be what it is at the end of your negotiations for a good deal. Speaking of good deals, some of you might be saying, Brendan, you paid full price for that truck. You paid sticker. How is that a good deal? You didn't even get a discount. Things are happening right now in the car market that could get you a discount. I agree. There are ways, and I agree, there are murmurings that the car market is taking kind of a downward turn. There's a lot of vehicles out here on this dealer's lot, so they're probably not selling quite as many as they were back 2 or 3 years ago. And so the reality is that I would hope and expect that car pricing is going to go down, and you could start to expect some pretty significant discounts from dealers pretty soon. For me, I didn't expect that here. I knew all along I was going to pay sticker, and I was okay with it. But what I always tell my friends whenever they're buying cars is, I think you just have to pay what you think it's worth. If it's worth sticker to you, that's fine. If it's not, don't pay it. Did it work?
Oh yeah, it worked.
All right, I've made it home with the new truck. Just getting it set up with the first few things. Gotta have a tape measure. Gotta have a little windshield screen for the Arizona sun. It's too bright. Just have a few things in here. And I'm realizing some accessories would be really great. Like this armrest in the middle is just a bottomless pit. I mean, you need something in there to make it more usable. Because if you put more than just a few things in there, it's all just going to stack up on itself and it'll be difficult to access. So something in there would be wise. This is amazing. I'm already enjoying the heated seat here in this cold morning. In terms of accessories, I am definitely going to get some floor mats, some seat covers, something for the bed. I don't know exactly what yet. And I'm considering making a custom metal lockable cover for that in-bed cubby, because I'm finding so many people online want that to be a lockable, usable space, but it's just so cheap. That door is not trustable. And obviously, even if you put a lock on it, someone can just smash the door in. So having something there that's strong, metal, lockable would be like the best. I may fiddle-faddle around and try and make that happen, but don't hold me to that one. But there's lots more to enjoy coming up, so stay tuned and leave me a comment if you want one of these particular videos to come out before the others. I'll go over my window sticker line by line so that you can see exactly what went into that. I can go over all the features of the truck in more detail. I'm considering making a video going through all the menus and things, just so we can understand what all the buttons do, what all the menus do, everything on the main screen as well, just so that that's out there in the world and people could reference it if they want. And I've also got other car reviews coming up. So I still haven't published my C7 Z06 review, 650 horsepower sports car, the 1,000 horsepower Tussa I drove. I still haven't published the review of my dad's Maverick. I have a heated steering wheel? I did not know that was a thing. Oh yeah, there's a button right there for a heated steering wheel. That was just so surprising to put my hand on the wheel and have it be so darn warm. What a trip. That's something I don't need in Arizona that often, but wow, it feels nice. It's strange, it feels like a hot coffee mug. So leave me a comment with the video that you want to see next, and any suggestions for videos with this truck too, because that'd be fun to make some more with this. All right, thanks for being here with me today. Watch this video next, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.